Two. And we are live, baby. We are live, baby. Yeah, we back at it again. Right now, welcome everyone to MMOC TV, All Information channel, YouTube channel, podcast. And we are here to give you another history lesson or some common sense shit. You know what I'm saying? So basically what we're going to do today, we're just going to have some general questions about our belief system and conscious and unconscious. So we have two scholars on the channel. You dig? You already know King Kufu's in the building.
Yes, sir.
Kufu's in the building. And we got Jay from New York, coming all the way from New York, man. Oh, man, we are reaching out locally, but we will be internationally soon. So I want to give these brothers a round of applause for tuning in and coming in and sharing their information. You know what I'm saying? Coming in, sharing the information. And basically, we're going to go ahead and get into it, guys. And for the viewers that are watching, we appreciate you. Appreciate your love. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And, we appreciate you. So let's go ahead and start with the question, because we also want to give out some information to people that really don't know. I have a couple of people that's interested and want to know knowledge beyond the books that are given to us so freely, you know what I'm saying? Such as the Bible. You know, the Bible, you can find that motherfucker anywhere. You can find it in a dollar store. You can find it in Walmart. Sell it. You can find it in hotels.
Yeah. Even in some bathrooms if you're lucky. Right before you take a seat.
Even some bad. Yeah, so something that's freely like that, I would look into it. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and let's go into the information. So my first question is, what makes the Bible believable?
Well, I think what makes the Bible believable for me is I think when people read the story of the Bible, they kind of see themselves in the Bible because I guess the way what they're going through, they try to relate it to what they're reading in the Bible. So they say, oh, well, if this guy's going through all this stuff, maybe all this stuff is happening to me just the same way that it happened to him. Like, for instance, Job, right? All these bad things kept happening to Job. Like, if someone was to look at their life now and say, all these bad things are happening to me, my life is just like Job. So whatever happened to Job must be true, because in the end, he came out good, and then I came out good, blah, 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 blah. And it's just a whole lot of, I don't know, trying to put yourself in something that you're not really in, I guess. Because anybody can make up a story and say, oh, you know what I'm saying, a feel-good story, and you can easily relate to it if something like that happens in your life.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So Jay, what makes the Bible believable to you? Because you are a believer in the Bible. So what attracts it to you to make it believable? And explain that to the people.
I mean, after you read the book of Daniel, and you see how some people got angelic visitations, and then you have angelic visitation. It's just like there ain't no going back.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, prophecies too. So I'm actually You know, I don't know if she made that stupid thing that happened, you know, Trump in Jerusalem. Yeah, like that's a part of, you know, things, you know, that the Bible talks about actually getting in alignment. So, you know, a lot of people are looking at like what's going on in the world right now, and there's verses that talk about, you know, similar events happening, and they're just like, oh shit, shit is going down, you know?
Okay. You want to rebut?
Well,
Because I mean, I look at it as like this. So say 50, 100 years down the line, we still have this book. And one of our you know, family members reads it, and they going through the same atrocities that we are facing today. And they say, man, the Bible is right. So he got to be coming soon. And this is 100 years later. So will it still stand as a believable point of view that will come true? Will it still be believable?
So, I guess you go first.
Well, personally, I don't think it's going to come true because there's been so many years and so many people saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. The last days of this, the last days of that. I mean, eventually the last days are going to come, but no one has an answer when the last days is. So, I mean, to keep believing in something that you know is not going to come true is insanity. I mean, it's just fucking insanity.
See, what's interesting is that that when people, like, you know, say we're living in the last days, they've been saying that like forever. And it was funny. I was doing Bible study I was doing Saturday, and someone brought up, they're like, you know, but Jesus was just like, you know, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You know, at hand means like it's literally about to happen. And I had to bring up the point that if you understand from a spiritual aspect, to us, you know what I'm saying, like spiritual aspect, like, you know, they say like 1,000 years to man is a day for God. So in God's perspective, you know, yeah, it's at hand, you know what I'm saying, in the next 1,000 years. But for us, 1,000 years is just like, I'm not even gonna be there, you know what I'm saying?
So how can you
like
say that though? Like to say,
so people, like, they say everybody's saying like, well, we're in the last days. We are, but those days is probably like 1,000 days, you know what I'm saying? Not like our, you know, 50 years on earth type of days.
But if God is outside of time, what is time to him? And why should he even be concerned with time? If it's going to happen, he can make it happen anytime he wanted to. So everybody keeps saying it's the last days, last days, last days. I mean, to God, every day, every millisecond that we as humans are living is the last day for him, because he can end it at any time. So I mean, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If it ain't happened yet, after 2,000 years,
he's making things play out, because a lot of the Bible is there's a lot of prophecy stuff in the Bible. So for the credit, like, you know, like God could literally just say, you know, boom, like I said it like this, I'm gonna make it happen. So it's basically like, all right, this is how I said it's gonna play out. So it plays out, you know, that way.
So you're saying we Africans have to suffer for 2,000 years before this guy comes back and says, all right, you guys are good. I'm sorry. Here's heaven, and they're in hell. I gotta wait 2,000 years or more just for that to happen.
For example,
it took 400 for the Hebrews. It took 400 for the Hebrews, so I gotta wait 2,000. Well, basically what?
And that's like a millisecond to him. You know what I'm saying? Like Matthew 24:36 says, like, no one knows the hour, not even angels. No man nor the Son, only the Father. You know what I'm saying? So like nobody really knows the exact time and shit that's gonna happen. We just know like we're supposed to be in an anticipating state. You know what I'm saying?
That's fear.
But that's the thing, like that's for us humans, like we don't understand, like, you know, like I mean there's a lot of older people talking to me like, yo, we're in the last days. I'm in my head, I'm like, yo, like if y'all like, you know, 30, 40 years older than me, and y'all been saying this since y'all was my age, y'all might not even be alive for when shit, you know, for when things goes down. You know what I'm saying? So like, sit
So
down, be humble. You know what I'm saying?
so
Like,
how can that be true then? How can that be true? If it's the last days,
if I'm gonna be alive, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna be alive for when, you know, those other events go. I know there's events going on right now. You know what I'm saying? But like for like those other major events, I don't know if I'm gonna be alive then. You know what I'm saying? Because my time here as a human being, I'm not. We don't live that long. You know what I'm saying?
so technically, it's not your last days.
So from a spiritual aspect, it is. From a physical aspect, it ain't. Don't take it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't my last day. Like I ain't dying tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I'm still here, but
that the spirit doesn't die. So how can it have a last day?
no, spirit doesn't die. Physical goes away though.
But
That's what that's not. The spirit don't die. The physical.
That's what I'm saying. So after the physical,
Everything. Everything.
the spirit.
Everything is gonna, like, you know. Everything is basically gonna restart.
That makes sense to you?
Talks about that. There's gonna be like a new heaven, a new earth, and all sort of stuff like that. If you look at it just from an aspect, basically, your body has cancer cells. You know your body's going to, like, end up, deteriorating. So you could either like get rid of the cancer cells. We're basically cancer cells to the earth right now, and just to the whole system of things. So we're just basically,
How's it?
we're just basically having our time here.
How are we Africans a cancer to the earth when we had the earth in utopia before Europeans came in contact with us?
Not even African, it's just humanity itself now. You know what I'm saying?
How's it our fault? We didn't do it. We Africans had no part in the downfall of this earth. We had most tried to build up the earth and understand the earth versus trying to use it for our own manipulation, like Europeans are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like all this carbon pollution, Africans had no part in that. Animal extinction, Africans had no part in that. Human extinction, Africans had no part in that. So why are we suffering for the crimes of another race? Why is that our fault?
Because we did God wrong.
What the fuck did we do? All we did was
we were the ones that did God wrong. That's why we are punished.
That don't make no fucking sense. It's like, okay, for instance, right? If you rob the bank, right, and I'm over here in my house, you telling me they're gonna come and rob me and arrest me just because I know you robbed the bank?
We were the chosen one. That's why God believed in us so much. We are the chosen one.
And we fucked up.
You were definitely chosen to suffer. You're definitely right. So I gotta wait X amount of years before this guy finally comes back, and I gotta teach. You want me to teach my children to wait for the same thing to happen, and teach my grandchildren for the same thing to happen, all for not to never happen, or nobody knows when it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna stay perpetual fear or perpetual anxiety for something that's never gonna happen, maybe not even in my lifetime. So I gotta live my life with eggshells. Walking in life, thinking, oh, this guy's gonna come back and save me from all this bullshit that's happening to me and my people right now. That's insanity.
Well, that's religion. You're not supposed to think like you're supposed to basically, do what you got to do on earth. A lot of people, they get too caught up into it. Where like right now, like even the people I study with, like they're just like they're talking about it every day. I'm just like, guys, okay, like I understand we're living in the last days, but you know what I'm saying, like we're still here. You know what I'm saying? We're still on earth. You got to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they're just like, it's just.
You can't make no sense.
And I'm just like, okay, be passive, like you're still here on earth. That means you still got work to do, you know what I'm saying? But they'd be like, you could do a business, you're still here in the secular world. So like a lot of people, like they we call them like, I think it's something saying like, they're extremists, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't know they're extremists, but they're extremists, you know what I'm saying? Like, something bad happens to them, they immediately say it's Satan, something goes down, they're like, oh man, why me, Lord? Just like chill out, relax, you know what I'm saying? Like calm down. Like it ain't that crazy.
So what you're
yes, we're in the last days. Yes, things are playing out, but it's not to a point where there's certain things that have to be fulfilled in accordance to the way God set out the future prophecies. So to make check marks. So that's how that's like, although God could end it now, you know what I'm saying? But like it's like, let's say you understood how things are gonna go, like major events, you put it out there for the human race. So when it's going down, they can see, oh, check mark. Check mark. Check mark. So
you know what this sounds like? It sounds like an exit plan. You know when the CEO fucks up his company and he has to scale down shit to exit and start a new company? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like God fucked up his company and now he has to. He's trying to make another company. So what you're saying is that God is fallible. He fucked up the first time. So let me scale down the my fuck up and start a new company over here. We call it the new heaven or the new this or the, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole it's a sham.
I think that's actually when you say it like that, it makes sense. However, like it's an exit plan not for him but for us. Remember, now if you go,
we're the employees.
Strip away the flesh. It's really exit plans for the spirit in us. You know what I'm saying? Like
why?
How much souls can you save before the day ends? You know what I'm saying? Like how many souls can hit ascension before things go down?
But okay, so
and then some souls are here, to do work too. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't know that. Like some kids, we call them old souls and stuff like that. Some people are actually here, like to do work to fulfill the things that are written down. So like not everybody has the same soul mission. Some of us, we're here chilling. You know what I'm saying? Some of us actually you're not.
Progression of human evolution. That's all I think it is. We're just getting.
That's the thing. Like, there's human evolution and there's spiritual evolution. Where humans are evolving, but also the higher self or the spirit in you is also going through its evolution too. You know what I'm saying? But then there's just some people who like their spirit is basically like, some people have spirit that's just like they were up there already, because there's this thing called Jacob Ladder, and it talks about angels are ascending and descending from earth. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that like the spirits that just be coming here like, yo, like, all right, we did this here, okay, time to go back up. You know what I'm saying? So it's all dependent on the person's spirit in them, which will determine what they're supposed to do. But some people, they do go off course. You know what I'm saying? Like when you start to get into consciousness, you start to realize there's so much, so you don't really understand how to navigate properly. So some people, like, they start messing with shit they're not supposed to mess with. You know what I'm saying? While some people, like, they don't ever get into that deeper consciousness because they're afraid of every single thing. I've met people who, like, I could see God wants to do stuff through them, but they still haven't mentally developed to take on that role. And when I thought about that, I'm just like, that's very crazy, because imagine I'm the spirit and I'm living in you right now, right? And I'm sitting there like, okay, my vessel has work to do, but my vessel is a child right now. You know what I'm saying? So basically you just sit down in your vessel, you know what I'm saying? Try and guide them as much as you can indirectly, but they have to go through human stuff. They got to learn how to read. They got to learn how to write. They got to learn how to logically think. You know what I'm saying? They got to learn all these things. And then at a certain age, you're just like, okay, my vessel is at a time in the world where they can be independent. It's time for me to do work. But guess what? My vessel is still emotionally attached to something that traumatized them when they were a kid, and they're not breaking past that. Do my work. So a lot of times the higher self is having a hard time, like, yo, like, we need to do stuff. But my vessel still hasn't developed, the physical being hasn't developed to on that nature to do it. And if you look at it now, as people are here to do God's work, a lot of people are supposed to be doing stuff for God, but some of them are procrastinating. Some of them got caught up in the patterns of the world, like patterns of the world. People think like, oh, having sex, having children are patterns of the world. Going to school just to go work a job for the next 60 years is a pattern of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be doing nothing for God. If you're like, oh shit, God, I got to be at work at 9 to 9, and then I'll come talk to you. And God's like, but at 12 o'clock, I need you to be like, down here. You know what I'm saying? So literally, like, the spirit is challenged by all these physical, how we work physically, and it's trying to mold its way, to get things done. So it's like, it's that's what I say. If you pay attention, you can see it. You know what I'm saying? But it's very hard. I know it's just very hard, because even with me, I procrastinate a lot. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think like, yo, like, I'm sinning. You know what I'm saying? Like, when if we sin, like, oh, you're doing something bad. I'm just like, nah, like, I'm sinning because I know I'm supposed to be reading certain books right now, studying certain things in the Bible, but I'm watching anime. You know what I'm saying? So like, even us, the physical beings, we always hinder the progression of the spirit, which is why, like, God had to say, okay, you know what? These things has to be fulfilled. So when it's fulfilled, us physical beings can see it fulfilled, and we're like, oh, okay, things are going on track. Now, who's to fulfill them? That's the harder thing, because God needs people to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times the people who are meant to do stuff, no one will believe them. You know what I'm saying? Like if you read the Bible and you see how Jesus is like, yeah, I'm here, and everybody's like, you know what I'm saying? So even those people who really wake up to fulfilling the right things, they have to now struggle with people not believing them, people criticizing them. And how do we react but don't believe us and criticize us? Some of us go insane. Some of us, we just say, F it, I'm not going to do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Progression of the spirit and the flesh, but the flesh often hinders the spirit, which is why nothing in the Bible really makes sense, because if you look at it from a human perspective, it's just like, it's all BS. You know what I'm saying?
I got a different perspective on that. All right. So, all right. So for me, it's like, all right, every spirit comes here to do something, like you said, right? We all have something we come here to do. To me,
not all.
I think it's all. We did not say all because.
Oh yeah, you know
what?
All do. Yeah, all do.
And the reason I say all is because all who do what they're supposed to do, I call them old souls. The ones who don't do what they're supposed to do, they're young. So when we are incarnated in the body that we're in now, I think we're incarnated to come here to experience what we experience in this body, in this form, and to produce it, and to produce an energy for everybody else to experience, right? So when we incarnate and we say we come here to do something, when we do that, when we experience what we came to experience, and when we project that energy back out, like when we're supposed to do, right? We've done what we're supposed to do at that point, right? On that aspect. The ones who don't, what I call them young souls, when we come here and you said the experience of the flesh takes over, those are the young souls, because they haven't mastered their body enough to figure out, I need to do this, or my energy is telling me to do this, and I need to do it, but I'm not going to do it because the flesh is taking over. So you're not experienced, your soul is not experienced in this realm to take control of your body to do what you're supposed to do. So you'll die and reincarnate again back here to do it over again. But in that reincarnation, you would have experienced what you experienced in that first reincarnation. You won't know it, but you would carry it down to your second reincarnation, and hopefully it progress in your ascension. That's what I think we're here to do. But
here's a catch about this. You can be the vessel for an old soul and never get control of yourself and like get out of your flesh. So like there's young souls, you know what I'm saying? But like the consciousness is not fully the soul taking over the flesh, but the being us, the vessel, coming into awareness that we're more than flesh. So what I think I made, like, I was gonna write about it, but like I had called it the theory of, like, trapped souls. But basically it was just like the old souls who are already like, yo, I'm here to do this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But their vessel never comes to that consciousness for it to happen. So what they have to end up doing is actually reincarnating, not because, they're still young, but because it's just like, well, I still need to do what I have to do, so I got to come back again till I actually get the right vessel who wakes up, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these old souls, like, their time is due. Like they're like, yo, I was supposed to, basically they probably be like, yo, I was supposed to ascend 10 lifetimes ago, but every time I come, my vessel messes up. You know what I'm saying? The world gets the best of my vessel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they're basically saying, okay, how can we make this happen? That's why a lot of people now, when they talk about like spirit guides and stuff like that, there's certain people who are old souls and more spiritual experiences versus other people, because I'm gonna say it anyways. The angels and stuff know, like, yo, this is an old soul. They got to do this. We have to put more attention to their vessel because we don't want this vessel, doing something stupid and causing, the law of karma and shit to kick in. You know what I'm saying? So there's some people who they say, like, yo, the Holy Spirit talks to them directly. Like, they said they could be reading the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And they reading the Bible. Like, I remember a guy saying he's reading the Bible and he's reading a story. And then the voice, like the Holy Spirit says to him, like, they could hear the voice say, all right, but take it from this perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually talking to him. And he took it from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that doesn't really happen with me as much. And they think because, it's not, a lot of times these people happen to others, it's because others have not become very conscious. But I told him, I said, that's not the case. I said that the reason why it's happening to you is because you have a definite thing you need to do because of the spirit in you, and the others are making sure that you stay in alignment so that you don't go off course. And that's the
No,
that's the case with
to piggyback on what you just said.
a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us people say, I don't have these spiritual experiences and stuff like that. And sometimes it's not even that, you're not, it's not even that you're not, you haven't developed consciously, it's just because this one person's soul mission has more weight than your soul mission. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just be here to start a business, you know what I'm saying, manifest whatever you want, use the law of attraction, shit like that. Other people literally have like assignments like, yo, you need to be here by this time to do this, to talk to this person, to work with these. Like there's people I'm working with right now, and I got tight at one the other day, you know what I'm saying? And after I got tight, I see coincidences like literally replaying the scenario, showing me that I should have handled the scenario differently because I don't want to mess up this relationship with that person I'm assigned to, because if that messes up, then the bigger plan that's supposed to be at hand gets thrown off. So everybody's soul mission is different in certain aspects, but there's some people who like they literally have an assignment. Like it is like when I say an assignment, it's not even like, yo, I don't feel like doing this, I want to go manifest this. It's like, no, you need to manifest this for the betterment of humanity.
I can't agree with that.
Close it out. Close this out.
Let me rebut that right quick.
Yeah, then we're gonna move to the next question.
Okay. Here's what I think, right? I think say we're playing a video game, right? And we're playing an army mission game, right? And the mission is to capture the flag, right? And to capture the flag, you have 5 characters within this game to use to capture the flag. So pretend you playing the video game as a soul, right? So you want to reincarnate into the first character, which has certain abilities to capture that flag. So when you play that game and the first character you're playing and you die, you know what I'm saying? When you play the video game, you die. You're gaining experience. Your soul is memorizing certain patterns within the game. So when you reincarnate into that second character, you have a different set of skills, right? So with the first knowledge that you know from the first character, you use it on the second character. You just progress throughout the game, using each character to obtain your goal, which is to capture the flag. Your soul doesn't change. Your body may change, but your soul is still the same soul trying to get to that end goal. Each character may have different abilities, right? But your soul is still trying to get to that flag using these different characters to obtain the goal. That's what I think our quote unquote purpose is to reincarnate on this planet. Is have an experience like playing the game, but to have the goal is to capture the flag. You understand? Which is extension or enlightenment or what have you. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next question?
Next question.
Okay, so my bad. I was
I hear you guys.
So the next question is, okay, so when someone discredit the Bible, right? Does that mean that God doesn't exist? Like when when one discredit the entire Bible, that means he has to discredit Jesus. He has to discredit God, Moses, Noah, everyone, everything, stories, everything. So does that mean God doesn't exist? And where does the word God come from? Now, before we get into that, I wanted to share something with you. So let me share my screen. And I'm going to go into the etymology, right? This is the definition of it. Study of the origin of words and the way in which their meanings have changed throughout history, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, okay. So, does this mean that the word God evolved or originated from Germanic
Germanic text.
Yeah. Then so in Dutch and German, so it was Gott. So does it mean that this word derived from the Dutchman?
We didn't use it. And it's obviously an English word, so I mean, we obviously didn't use it, and we didn't have the same meaning either.
So this is in Latin.
I mean, that's how they made religion, basically. They took our culture and made it to religion, so they had to use something.
Well,
it's just words, dude. Like,
well, Jay, how
everything
many
changes over
many
time. You're seeing
religions
how
are
people
there?
say shit and all that. So,
God, what are you looking at? Jesus, what? There's so much different ways people like have referred to like just God in general. So John 4:24 says God is a spirit. And they that worship him must worship in spirit and truth. But the key thing is God is a spirit. So when we say God, and that has been an issue, like we've acknowledged that there's multiple spirits. So he can basically say there's multiple gods. You know what I'm saying? Over time, people call God differently. For example, the Rastafarians say Jah. You know what I'm saying? They say Jah. So you're like, who's Jah? Jah is God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but even with them, they have their own. They have their own European ideology in their religion, because when they say Jah, they only talk about one person. That's a man. So that's
so
European ideology,
when they say
religion.
Say it again for Jah.
Jah, when they say Jah is God, right? But that's it. It has European ideologies behind it, because when they say Jah, they're talking about a man. And man,
Which man?
Jah. When they call Jah God, they mean a man. They don't call it a female, right? So that's European ideology. When you have the God is seen as a man, it's not a spirit, which is male and female, but not, the energies of male and female. They don't see it like that. They see it as a man. Period.
Yeah, because as humans we see things masculine and feminine, so we always originate to the masculine aspect of it.
No. They see it as masculine. Period. Not feminine.
So if they found a feminine word to call God, then you'd be like, oh, they're only seeing it as feminine. So we need to find a word that basically represents both masculine and feminine.
That's fine, but you got to convince the Rastafarians to stop calling God Jah.
So create a word right now. What word could be both masculine and feminine? Spirit. I don't know. Is spirit good?
No, because you still call the spirit a man. So you can't do it.
You're Jamaican, right?
Yeah.
Well then, you should know. My wife knows.
You know what I'm saying? See, that's where we get caught up in. We say, okay, God is a spirit, but you can't see spirits. And who the fuck can see spirits to say, okay, yeah, he's a man. So we say God, and God is a masculine term. So that already, you already put yourself in that belief to look for.
I see. Okay.
The feminine is goddess. So we don't say goddess when we say God. So we talk about a masculine term.
So who the fuck was there looking at the damn spirit and saying, okay, that spirit must be a man? Who the fuck was there that said to put that shit in a book to say, oh, okay, God is a man. So I'm telling you all my thoughts on how I seen God, because that's what the stories say. Oh, he slept. Oh, he created this in such and such days.
Right.
So the motherfucker had to observe that. They had to be sitting there watching and say, okay, yeah, that's how he did it. Because it said he. God did, the book didn't say, oh, I did this. Oh, I did that.
Right, so I'll explain. Alex, I explain to you why. And it's interesting because this brought up something I actually learned the other day when I went to church. Was and it's actually funny. 11:23 as I'm saying this right now. It was a story of Zacharias. I don't know Bible stories like that and nothing. You know what I'm saying? But apparently Zacharias was the father to like John Baptist. Don't quote me on these things. But basically from the story, it was saying so basically in like Luke 1:11, ironically 11, right? And there appeared unto him, they're talking about Zacharias, right? An angel of the Lord standing on the right side of the altar of the incense. And then Zacharias saw him. So, you know what I'm saying? So immediately, it's just like, saw him. And you're just like, like, what do you mean him? Like, like.
Who the fuck is Zacharias? So basically, like a goddamn.
An angel manifested. A lot of times, angels manifest themselves as human beings, and they'll do it as men. You know what I'm saying? So Zacharias saw him. He was troubled, and fear fell upon him. But the angel said unto him, Fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayer is heard, and thou with wife Elizabeth shall bear a son, and thou shalt call him his name. So the angel Gabriel, like when angels going to manifest themselves, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when angels manifest themselves, they manifest themselves in the image of a man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why now we just say, okay, God is a man. You know what I'm saying? Or this angel, we use angels, and we'll say Gabriel, or we'll say he, because they manifest themselves as men a lot. Even in Daniel, when Gabriel manifested himself, in the book of Daniel, like when Gabriel manifested himself, like Daniel said, and he saw a man in front of him. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't see that as saying all being a masculine dominated religion, that you're always seeing a man. The man is always taking the forefront. The man is always doing this, going to war, being king, blah, blah, blah. And the woman is always sacrificing or destroying or sabotaging, et cetera, et cetera. You don't see that you don't see that permeated throughout the whole book?
Man.
Permeated like women being sacrificed and whatever like that?
That's your all European ideology. Same thing with all the gods in Rome and Greece and all that stuff. The men are the most prominent gods.
But you said that the story of man coming from clay, that's the Egyptian story.
The story of Ptah making a tomb on the potter's wheel.
Story of who?
Ptah, God of creation, making a tomb, man, on the potter's wheel.
Who's a two?
Atum, where you get Adam from. His first name was Atum. A-T-U-M.
And Adam was a what?
No, Adam, where you get the story of Adam and Eve, that story was from the Ptah making Atum, A-T-U-M, on the potter's wheel.
And I'm saying, and what gender was Atum?
Atum? A man.
You get my point?
You said what?
What gender was the Atum, right? Where we get Adam from. What gender was Atum?
Atum was a man.
Okay, then. So it's really not European ideology if it's coming from Egypt like that. It's just human, bro.
No.
That's how we do it as humans.
Nah, you missed.
Atum was a man. Oh shit. Oh, it was just like.
But you're missing the point.
Maybe you should have made Atah first or some shit like that.
But you're missing the point.
So it's just like even as you see, we're going back. All right, bring it back to Egypt. They always seen the masculine first, then the feminine. Who knows? That's how we.
No, you don't.
That's how we comprehend it.
Because in Egyptian, when you see the masculine, you always see the feminine. So, for instance, you have Horus, you have his wife. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's always a masculine and feminine. Like we have what's his name? Yeah, you always have the same guy on top of it. So you always have a masculine and feminine. Like the same. I forgot her name on the.
But wait, isn't that weird how we say masculine then feminine? Why don't we say feminine then masculine?
It doesn't matter. You can say feminine and masculine. It doesn't matter.
No, it does, because it shows that like we're talking about, we're always seeing it as a masculine, but even us, when we're talking about it, for some reason we're putting the masculine before the feminine. Why don't we say we should put the feminine first? Then there's something within the universe that causes us to put the masculine first, then the feminine.
That's what we've been taught and conditioned to now. But we first thought the feminine was first because the feminine was there at all times. The blackness you see in space, we know that was the feminine energy because it was there at all times. Period. We knew that. So the men, for us, the men kind of come second in Egyptian culture because we know the female gave life. You understand? So with how we see man and woman today is because our European indoctrination to put man first in the Bible. Like when you read you hear the man first. So you're
But
automatically.
I thought you said they got that story. Adam and Eve came from that story from Egypt.
They did. I'm not saying man, woman.
So Atad, Adam is the man. He came first. If that story branches from Egypt, that means the man came first in the Egyptian story too.
Man, yes, but in overall energy.
Because then it doesn't mean it's anything European. That just seems like it's a human thing. Because I'm pretty sure you said Egypt was the first civilizations, right? So
yeah, but
it's just human nature to do that.
Well, not necessarily. As you can understand, this is all allegory, right? So it's not exactly, we don't see it as truth. But we do know the female was there present at all times, period. When the earth, when life was created, when consciousness was created, we see all the female there with the masculine energy, period.
Mm-hmm.
It was always there. If in fact it gave birth to the masculine energy. You understand? So we didn't see as man first or woman first. We just saw the feminine energy controlled most things that we see as nature or consciousness. It gives us creativity, et cetera, et cetera. We had a lot of feminine energy. We were creative. We created pyramids. You understand what I'm saying? It's the masculine that took over the physical aspect, but the feminine can give us the thought process and the creativity to make the physical masculine energy create pyramids. You understand? So you can't really see it as a man first or woman first type thing. It's together. It's one thing.
So that means I'm not really a man. I'm a woman.
If you want to call it that, that's up to you. But I was born a man. I consider myself a man. I know there's a female complement to my masculinity. I will say that.
All right.
Okay.
Any another question? Because it's 11:30 right now.
All right. Moving along. Okay, so.
Oh wait, we didn't answer your question about the Bible though. Like, we didn't answer that. Well, basically, my answer is like it's like a big puzzle piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you say you just believe one part of the puzzle, and don't believe the rest, then you might as well just not believe anything at all because it's like counting 1 to 10 and saying I don't like the number 5, so I'm gonna skip it.
All right. Well, we got a question from the chat. Why are there multiple gods, but yet all of them claim there is only one?
Say
it again. I can't hear you guys. You're not loud enough. Why? What?
Why is there multiple gods?
Why are there multiple gods, but they claim that is only one?
Okay, make it simple. I said John 4:24. God is a spirit. There's multiple spirits in this universe, right? So when we say there's multiple gods, we're basically saying the same thing, multiple spirits. When we say there's one God, right? What we're saying is one true God. So basically, if we just take away the aspect of God, there's one spirit that created all other spirits. So people have worshipped the other spirits, and the one major spirit, just like guys, you're not supposed to be worshiping those spirits. You're supposed to be worshiping me because I give power to those spirits. You know what I'm saying? In the Bible, we say we're gods, like, we're gods too. So spirits are gods, humans are gods. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so what? There's 1,000 humans on earth.
Worship
gods, right? But we're talking about the superior God, the supreme spirit, the supreme being that gave birth.
A man giving birth.
All other beings.
A man gave birth. Well, only God can. Only God can have children, huh? By itself.
You got yourself in a trap.
All right, guys, I'm gonna have to run. Okay.
All right, man.
But that's basically the answer. There's one supreme spirit or supreme being, supreme God, whatever you want to call it, that gave manifestation to all other things. And over time, people would worship the other spirits. And that supreme being had to say, look, guys, there ain't no point in worshiping these other spirits because I'm the one that created them. What would it make sense if I worship you, both created from what's your name again?
It sounds like he fucked up and created too many damn copies. That's what he did.
What's your name?
Great spirits.
We call it. So it's like what if you you know, I worship you, but then we were both created from another being. Like that wouldn't make any sense. Like, bro, like we're supposed to be worshiping the being that created both of us.
If you know everything, if you create these gods and your creations on the floor are going to worship these gods, why create them in the first place? Why even put them in even worship in the first place?
Well, we don't put them in worship. People have their free will and people do stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just human nature. When we come into this physical plane, it's very hard to discern spiritual things because you're not in a spiritual form anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like they basically say, you know, when they say God cannot be like, you know, deceived or whatever like that or tricked, it's like when you're in a spirit nature, everything is vibration and frequency. So like in a human form, you're not always seeing the vibrations and frequency of stuff. You know what I'm saying? If we was always seeing the vibration and frequency of stuff, like this person smiling in my face, but they fake. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, we could feel that. You feel me? Because we've tapped into that capability of feeling the vibration and frequency of people. But in the physical world, it's very hard to see spiritual things for their true spiritual, spiritual nature. Like even when somebody's sick, we know that when somebody's sick, they're in a low vibration. Now, we have people trying to heal them physically, but if they could see spiritually, they could be like, yo, nah, this part of their spiritual body is messed up and needs healing. Why are we cutting this part of their leg off? You know what I'm saying? But in the physical realm, it's very hard to see those things. So we end up, you know, looking to the things that may not be so accurate. You know what I'm saying? So you end up worshiping another spirit because other spirits could talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's happened to me sometimes. You know what I'm saying? People basically would worship other spirits. So they'd worship like they might be like, you know, a spirit that governs. Let's not say spirit. There was a time where people was worshiping angels. You know what I'm saying? So angels govern different things, and they'd be worshiping the angel of the moon. And like it's just like, bro, like you're not supposed to be worshiping the angel. It just governs the moon. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean to worship it. That's just what it does. You know what I'm saying? I might be like, go to work, I'm worshiping my boss because he's the boss of the company. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he's just the boss. You know what I'm saying? But he don't own the company. You feel me? So it's little things like that that we've overlooked over time. And the whole thing is trying to straighten it out, saying, look, there's one true God to put your worship to. Don't do the others, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times the others that we worship are not actually Holy Spirits who are trying to assist us. They're just other spirits who are trying to, mess with our spiritual evolution. And the more they mess with our spiritual evolution, it's like that's how much fun they have, you know what I'm saying? So we're trying to basically get back on point through spiritual evolution, but getting man in at least the right consciousness. And not every Christian is going to wake up to the deeper stuff, you know what I'm saying? But if you can just even have, God can just even have a population in a basic subject, just know there's one true God, that's good enough for him because it keeps them preserved, you know what I'm saying? Versus
So ultimately, we have to get in line so we can go right back to a man.
Hey, start from Egypt, right?
Nah.
All right, guys, I gotta run. Okay.
All right, cool.
All right, peace, man. So, hope everyone enjoyed it. I thank everyone for coming in, tuning in, and hopefully we'll get some new people out here on the show because we really need to crack some heads and get some real answers because they ain't got it yet. So basically, for all the believers out there, we have to hurry up and get ourselves ready because we got to go right back to a man. Right back to God. So God created everything. God created. Come on, man.
I'm with that kid.
Uh-oh. Gotta go. All right. Well, gotta go. All right. Well, we gotta go, folks. Thank you for tuning in. I'll let you later. And subscribe, like, and if anyone wants to come on the channel, come on. We got some information. You believe that God exists? Tell us how. Show us some proof. Let us see it. And just because it's personal don't mean it's facts. Facts are proven. Okay? So, peace.